A very good evening to all our wonderful attendees to join us for Tuesdays with Teachers. So, this is our 14th session, and I'm happy to say that with God on my side, I always find very, very nice topics, very, very nice people, and our job is very simplified because we have wonderful people out there who are bursting with knowledge and who want to share the knowledge. So, today, the focus of our topic is cervical lesions, bridging guidelines, and individualized care. We all know that the commonest problem is increased discharges, and then there is a plethora of findings and lots of algorithms and lots of things which can confuse all of us when we are sitting in our OPDs. So today I take pleasure in introducing to you the moderator for this session. This is none other. Of course, first of all, I want to thank you all. So, you all have voted for me that I have become the Vice President elect for 2027. A big thank you. A big thank you to all the FICOG members who have voted for me, and I am now Governing Council member. And to Jury in Foxy and to the contributors of our publication, Modern Advances in Operative Obstetrics, we have been given the Dr. D.C. Datta Award Best Publication for a textbook. So I really want to congratulate all my contributors, and I shall be putting up the PDF in the groups so that you all can actually, all the active members of our group can go through it. Having said this, now I will take you to our journey today, and our moderator is Dr. Indira Prasad. She is young, but she is full of knowledge, and she is additional professor at AIMS Patna. She has moderated a session previously as well, brilliantly, and of course, her slide is very busy because she has achieved a lot in her young age. So she's, having a lot of publications, more than 40 publications, more than 50 guest lectures, and she's very much interested in minimally invasive surgery. And the best thing is that she is very proficient in the suturing. So anybody who knows endoscopic suturing is definitely going to go, really scale good heights. She has received a lot of medals and had plenty of academic achievements. So, Indira is going to moderate the session for us, and our speaker for the day is Shilpi Verma. Now, actually, our speaker is the youngest amongst the three of us. And why I have chosen Shilpi? Of course, you look at her degrees. She's a postgraduate and she is somebody who's dedicated to oncology. She's a gynecological oncologist working as assistant professor in OBS and Gynae at R.K. Damani Medical College, Sambhaji Nagar. And the good thing is that Shilpi is somebody who's very dedicated to colposcopy and all the procedures, and those people who believe in saving the uterus but not letting the patient suffer from a cervical disease. So, giving complete care with full understanding. And so, our speaker for the day is Shilpi Verma. The title of this sessions is Tuesdays with Teachers. So, actually, teachers don't come with any age bar. What I want to show to all of us seniors is that when the youngsters are so dedicated to the cause of spreading knowledge, actually we are in very, very firm, surroundings. So a little anecdote about how Shilpi and me met. We met on the aeroplane returning from Dibrugarh, and when we were talking about our areas of work, and I, being the inquisitive person I am, I actually went through her slides and everything, and as I said, Shilpi, you have to do a session for me. So now I'm not going to, waste much time, and I'm going to give the sharing of the screen to Indira. So Dr. Indira can set the ball rolling. Over to you, Indira. Please take the session forward from here. And best of luck to you and to Shilpi and to all of us that we can enjoy. Wow, we have a whopping 96 people already. And I have only spent 6 minutes. Good, good. Over to you, Indira.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such a elaborate introduction and many praises. Thank you so much, ma'am. It actually means a lot. I think I'll share my screen. A very important uh, part of our session today, that every year more than 3 lakh women are dying with cervical cancer, and 80% of cervical cancer death occur in low and middle income countries. So, poor access to prevention, screening, treatment contributes to 90% of deaths. So, we as gynecologists actually we have to take this responsibility to educate people, because cervical cancer is preventable and treatable, and if caught early. So, prevention, then screening, and early treatment at diagnosis is extremely important, and that is what is WHO aiming for, and even our goals, the Millennium the Development Goals, SDG now. So we all are aware that cancer cervix is third most common cancer in India, with a lot of high incidence, second leading cause of death. 6 to 29% of all cancers among women in India, cervical cancer is accounting. So majority of patients with cancer were diagnosed at the locally advanced stages. So what were not why only cervical cancer? Before cervical cancer, as we are in this today's session, as Dr. Shilpi will be talking about the cervical lesions. So patients will be coming with different lesions that madam will be discussing, and patients may have backache, pain, bleeding after intercourse, abnormal vaginal discharge, menopause but still bleeding, menstrual irregularities, a vague abdominal pain, weight loss, wash away vaginal bleeding, some like a menstrual blood type of spotting, abnormal dizziness, fatigue, or some spot seen in the pot, or leg swelling, abnormal swelling. So any of these symptoms are actually can indicate development of early cancer. So basically, cancer is too far. We know that cervical cancer take lots of time to develop. So we have a long time before, and this lesion comes up. But there, we should be able to catch them early, and this is what the today's session is all about. Many screening protocols are there worldwide. The American Cancer Society, the ACOG, the WHO, they have discussed. WHO recommends minimum one adequate smear per lifetime, because it caters to all kinds of countries. But in India, we are still not doing universal screening. It is still an opportunistic screening. Whoever comes to a practitioner, we have to offer them, and if they agree, then we do a screening. But we are losing lots and lots of women because of this, because we are losing the early lesions. They are coming to us only once the things have crossed a stage where we could have actually treated them fully. So details madam will discuss. I'm not going to that, just to show that such a lesion, if we see, we may think that this is I had also posted a poll today that maybe it's ectropion, or it is just some a precancerous stage, what it can be. So simply, if a VI is done, we can see that cystoid lesions are there, then a villi, then we can actually perform with in a simple OPD clinic, and we can detect such lesions, which will be further discussed case wise in today's sessions. But what after abnormal cytology or a positive HPV? These are the questions that a simple clinician and even a gynecologist often face, that what to do after that. So here is the answer, maybe the secondary screening by a colposcope. So I read somewhere that what a microscope is for a pathologist, a colposcope is actually for a gynecologist. So we should be frequently using colposcope, and make it handy, that we can see lots of things into the cervix. And that's, I think, Dr. Shilpi will be further discussing with cases, that how colposcopy helps us getting into the lesions and understanding them better. So with that, I think I'll hand over the session to Dr. Shilpi, the today's speaker, a very vibrant speaker, as Dr. Alka also said, and So over to you, Dr. Shilpi.
Thank you so much, Dr. Indra. And thank you so much, Mitra ma'am, for such kind words. So, cervical lesions, bridging guidelines and individualized care. So, firstly, I'll start with a case which I recently had it in my OPD. So this was a patient with who was a kidney donor and who had come to my OPD, and she was 54 years old, come to my OPD for fitness of the surgery. And during I did as for the fitness for the she was a post hysterectomy status. Hysterectomy was done for recurrent vaginal infection 8 years back. I did her LBC of the LBC, and report came out to be ascus. And after that, I did her vaginoscopy because there was no visible lesion over the vault or the vagina or anywhere. So I did vaginoscopy, and in vaginoscopy, there was an acetocyte lesion, which you can see here also. One second. Here also, is my pointer visible? Yeah. So there was an acetocyte lesion which was on the right side of the vault with coarse punctation. I took multiple biopsies from that lesion, and the histopathology came out to be vein 2, basically vaginal intraepithelial neoplasia. So what next? For this patient, what I can do is either give her medical treatment, wait for her disease to progress. I have to call her for regular follow up. She can give kidney to the patient, to the donor, to the recipient, but obviously we cannot completely treat her at present. We can just give her treatment and wait for her response. So as gynecologists, it's our responsibility to decide what is the best plan of the patient, clear the confusion which is in our mind. So with that, I'll start with the cervical cancer. It is one of the most preventable and treatable type of cancer. Yet in 2020, there were 6,000 cases which were diagnosed, and cervical cancer, and there were 350,000 which died from the disease. Screening and vaccination are the key to prevent the disease. So, more than 99% of the cases of cervical cancer are caused by infection with human papilloma virus, which is HPV 16 and 18. Screening programs can detect early signs of disease, allowing time for effective treatment. Vaccines are also available to prevent that. In many high economic countries, cervical cancer is rare, but 90% of the cases and more than 90% of deaths occur in low and middle income countries. So, effective screening programs is needed. So, what is the first complaint which patient comes to us with? That is white discharge, vaginal discharge. And what can we do? First, we can take a detailed history of the patient since when she is having the complaints, if she have taken any treatment before this, and after that, per speculum examination. So when we do per speculum examination, we see multiple type of cervixes. If there can be ectropion, there can be frothy discharge, there can be a postmenopausal cervix, there can be small punctation or mosaicism which can be visible otherwise also, or it can be a normal cervix also. So what is your next step? What next step is either pap smear or LBC or HPV? No, first we have to treat the local infection, because there can be many false negative because of that. So when coming to the anatomy of the cervix, as we all know that the lowermost part of the uterus is the cervix. It is made up of two parts, which is endocervical part and the ectocervical part. And when coming to the squamocolumnar junction, it is a dynamic boundary between squamous epithelium and the columnar epithelium. Its precise location varies significantly based on age, hormonal status, and reproductive history. What is transformation zone? It is the area of the metaplastic change where columnar epithelium becomes replaced by squamous epithelium, and this is the primary site for most cervical intraepithelial neoplasia and cervical cancer. Coming to the types of transformation zone, there are three types of transformation zone. First type is when the endocervical part is completely visible without any manipulation. And type 2, the endocervical part is partially visible or completely visible with manipulation, and in type 3 with manipulation also, when you're not able to see the endocervical part completely. So what we can do? We can do colposcopy in patients. It is a magnified examination of the cervix, vagina, or vulva for early detection of pre-malignant lesion. And when it is to be done, it is performed. Ideal time is 8 to 12th day of the menstrual cycle. And in postmenopausal women, if the patient should receive estrogen at least for 7 days before the colposcopy, so that the endocervical part can be visible properly, and it can be done without that also. So when colposcopy comes, so IFCPC nomenclature is needed. So in general assessment, we need to know these terminologies to do a perfect colposcopy and to do the reporting and for further management also. So general assessment, we have to see if it is adequate or inadequate, if the squamocolumnar junction is visible, the transformation transformation zone which I told you about, mature, if the original squamous epithelium is mature or atrophic, ectropion is present or not, Nepothian cyst, crypt opening, and in abnormal colposcopic findings, we have to mention about the location of the lesion, the size of the lesion, and the site of the lesion, and how many quadrants are involved in the lesion. And if it is grade 1, then there is thin aceto-white lesion, irregular geographic border is seen, fine mosaicism or fine punctations are noted. In grade 2, there is dense aceto-white, rapid appearance of aceto-whitening, coarse mosaic, coarse punctation, sharp borders can be seen, inner borders are also seen, and ridge sign is present. And other non-specific findings can be leukopenia, erosion, Lugol's staining, stained or not stained, and other findings like polyps or stenosis or congenital anomalies can be noted. So in this picture, is the left picture adequate? Yes, it is adequate, because the endocervical part is visible completely, the ectocervical part is visible completely, even the transformation zone is visible. And like in right picture, there is an ectropion. So even with manipulation, because of the ectropion, the transformation zone cannot be visualized. So it is inadequate or unsatisfactory finding. So when we do colposcopy, the first step is saline exam. First, we apply normal saline. We do study of subepithelial vascular architecture in detail, identify original and new transformation zone. Green filter is used to visualize the vessels, and punctation or mosaicism is noted. And after that, we apply acetic acid. What is the principle of acetic acid? So acetic acid causes reversible coagulation of nuclear proteins and cytokeratins. Because of the higher content of nuclear proteins and light, it cannot pass to the deeper areas. So while reporting for the aceto-white lesion, we have to mention about the density, if it is thin or dense, margins, if it is regular border, irregular border, or geographic pattern, if the appearance of the aceto-white lesion was delayed or rapid appearance, or the aceto-white lesion was disappeared after 1 minute. There was disappearance of aceto-white lesion, and then the location of the aceto-white lesion in relation to the squamocolumnar junction, and how many number of quadrants were involved. After that, after doing acetic acid, we have to do like I told you about the quadrants. We have to mention about the aceto-white lesion in quadrants, like how many quadrants are involved: 1, 2, 3, and 4. If all 4 quadrants are involved, then it generally correlates towards high grade, and if less than like 1 or 2 quadrants are involved, it can correlate toward low grade. So like in this picture, you can see the margin of the aceto-white lesion. It is involving it is involving all 4 quadrants, and it is geographic pattern with sharp margins and geographic there are thin fine punctations also, which are visible here and here also. After that, we have to do Schiller's iodine test. the principle of this is iodine is glycophilic, and then application of iodine results in uptake of iodine in glycogen containing epithelium. So squamous epithelium generally stains mahogany brown. Columnar epithelium do not take the stain, and areas of CIN or invasive carcinoma do not take the stain and appear thick mustard brown color. So like in this picture, you can see it is thick, it is a mustard color, anteriorly also, posterior lip also, and all four quadrants are involved in this. Even in this picture, you can see this is the endocervical region. You can see it is also stained, it is not stained completely, and you can see grape-like structures here. Whereas here it is smooth and yellow color, and here it is, even in this picture, it is yellow in color. So when we come to case studies, the first case study, when we do a colposcopy, there can be four case studies. First is normal, when the clinical findings can be pink smooth squamous epithelium throughout. There is no aceto whitening following acetic acid application. There is absence of abnormal vascular pattern, and uniform iodine uptake in mature epithelium is seen. In case 2 study, that is LSIL, low-grade intraepithelial neoplasia, the clinical findings can be aceto-white changes, which can be faint aceto-white patches with indistinct border. There can be vascular pattern like fine punctation without significant atypia, and iodine response, partial staining or loss in affected areas can be seen. In case 3, high-grade intraepithelial neoplasia, the clinical findings can be dense aceto-white, like oyster white appearance with sharp, well-defined margins. Coarse mosaicism can be present. Thick intracapillary distances with atypical vessel patterns can be seen. Iodine negative with complete absence of iodine uptake in lesional areas. In case 4 study, that is invasive carcinoma, irregular or dense aceto-white lesion with highly atypical vascular pattern, accompanied by surface ulceration or nodular changes can be seen. So when we do colposcopy, we do sweet scoring. In sweet scoring, there are 5 points. One is aceto-white, second margin surface, vessel, lesion size, iodine staining. So this scoring is done in 0, 1, and 2. When there is no aceto-white uptake, it is 0. Shady and milky, it is 1. Distinct opaque white, it is 2. Same as margins. If it is diffuse, then it is 0. Sharp and irregular jagged geographic satellites are seen, then it is 1. And sharp margin with difference, sharp irregular with difference in surface level, including cuffing, is seen as 2. When vessels are present and fine, it is 0. When it is absent, it is 1. And coarse and atypical, it is 2. And similarly, if the lesion is less than 5 mm, it is 0. 5 to 15, or 2 quadrants are involved, it is 1. And if 3 or more quadrants are involved, it is 2. And iodine staining, like I explained to you previously, if it is brown, patchy yellow, or distinct yellow. And squeeze scoring, if it score between 0 to 4, it is normal CIN 1, normal or CIN 1. If it is 5 to 6, it is CIN 2 or 3. And if it is 7 to 10, it is CIN 3 or cancer. So in this case, as you can see, there are the lesion has distinct opaque white areas here, and in 9 o'clock position, there is sharp but irregular margins. Vessels are absent. The lesion is involving 3 areas, 3 quadrants, and iodine staining is patchy yellow. So the sweet scoring for this patient was 6, which was the provisional diagnosis of CIN 2 to 3. And in this patient, the HPV 16 was positive and LBC was negative. So LBC negative and HPV 16 and such colposcopic findings. How can an LBC be negative? So it can be possible, as the patient can have chronic infection that time. Because of that, it can come to be negative, or it can be because of the ectropion, because the transformation zone has been shifted outside because of the ectropy. So the cells was not collected properly, and because of that, the LBC is negative. But I did the treatment for this patient also. I took biopsies also, which will be the further treatment will be discussed in the later lectures. And this is the second case in which you can see there is shady milky lesion all over the cervix, which is involving 4 quadrants and more than 75% of the area. The margins are sharp but irregular. The vessels are absent and the lesion is involving 4 quadrants. Iodine staining was done for this patient and it was patchy yellow. So the sweet scoring was 6, which was provisional diagnosis of SIN 2 to 3. And HPV of this patient was negative and LBC was ascus. Similarly, for this case, there's a shady, milky appearance. So I scored her 1. Sharp and irregular margins, score 1. And vessels were absent. Lesion was involving all 4 quadrants, and iodine staining was distinct yellow. So sweet scoring was 7, which was SIN 2 or 3. And HPV of this patient was negative, and LBC was ascus H. So, as obstetricians and gynecologists, what we can do? First is screening. Screening is identification of unrecognized disease or defects by means of test, examination, or other procedures. Screening is a strategy to detect the disease in an individual who does not have any signs or symptoms. Methods of cervical cancer screening are 3, which we all know of. First is cytology, which is pap smear or LBC. Second is VIA, which is visual inspection with acetic acid or VILI, and HPV DNA test. Actually, VILI doesn't come in screening, VIA does. So cervical cancer screening guidelines. So according to WHO, the age of screening is 30 to 49 years of age. From 25 and in HIV positive patient, it should be done from 25 years of age till 65 years of age if the facilities are available. And the primary HPV testing is preferred every 5 to 10 years. And in HIV positive patient, it should be done every 3 to 5 yearly. If cytology or VI is done, it should be done 3 yearly. So pap smear and LBC, it is widely used, it is easy to perform, it is well tolerated, reasonable sensitivity and specificity is there, and can detect endocervical lesion also. So why I said reasonable sensitivity? Because as I explained you previously, because of the active infection, when we see the patient in the OPD and the patient comes with active infection, if we are taking the pap smear, the maximum in reports come, if you're doing 10 pap smears, at least 6 pap smear comes out to be chronic cervicitis. So do we call the patient for follow-up all the time? Do patient comes back for follow-up? No, they don't. Most of the time they don't, and some patients do. So we have to treat the patient first, and according to the patient we have to plan what we need to do. We need to take the pap smear of that patient, or HPV testing, or VIA. So we have to individualize the patient according to the cervix. If the patient has ectropion, then LBC will not show anything. We will have to, it might also, but it might not. There can be false negative also. So in those patients, you can consider doing HPV testing, or you can consider doing VA-VILI. Then comes HPV DNA test. Can find any of the high-risk type of HPV. Can be done at the same sitting as LBC. Now, there are multiple kits are also available for self-sampling HPV. So in that, we have to just give the kit to the patient, just tell them to take one leg up and then put the swab inside and rotate it at least 3 to 4 times. VI is unmagnified naked eye visual examination of uterine cervix after application of 5% acetic acid. It should be done, careful examination should be done after 1 minute of application. So there's a small video which I want to show you of VIA. So in this, the cervix was visualized. I applied acetic acid and waited for 1 minute. You can see there was appearance of aceto whitening over the cervix, and it is not quick, it is delayed. You can see fine punctations also here. And there were few mosaicism also which was visible. Same patient. 1 second, next. So this is the same patient after 1 minute of application of acetic acid. You can see the geographic pattern. This is the endocervical part. This, 1 second. So this is the endocervical part. This can be immature epithelium also, or metaplasia also, which this you can see. But this margin, can you see? This is in the transformation zone and it has geographic pattern. And there were few mosaicism here and fine punctations were noted here. After that, Willy, it can be done. It's the same procedure as acetic acid. Instead of acetic acid, Lugol's iodine is used. It is generally used to confirm the diagnosis, and it is not done as a screening procedure. So this is the same patient after application of Lugol's iodine. So you can see the mustard yellow color. So screen and treat approach. So when a patient comes to us, if we are doing VIA and VIA comes out to be negative, we can rescreen the patient. We can rescreen the patient in 3 years with VIA. If it comes out to be positive and the lesion is suitable for ablation, we can do ablative methods. If it is positive and it is not suitable, we can do excisional methods, and we can follow up the patient after 1 year with VIA. If it is suspected cancer, then obviously we have to take a biopsy and accordingly we have to treat the patient. If we do HPV DNA of the patient, if it comes out to be positive, then we have to obviously do colposcopy or VIA, and accordingly we have to decide the plan of the patient, if we can do thermal ablation or cryotherapy or excisional method of that patient. And if it comes out to be negative, we can rescreen the patient after 5 to 10 years. Counseling is very important. So in my practice, what I have started doing as a preventive oncologist and gynae oncologist, whenever a patient comes to my OPD, I do awareness of the patient. I tell the patient about cervical cancer, HPV, and the progression if the patient is positive. So every patient, we are the first contact of the patient. Whenever patient is coming to at least for the females, we are the first contact. So we need to counsel the patient about the HPV, about the available testing, about available vaccination. So, and after doing colposcopy also, or VIA test or HPV testing, we have to explain that why treatment is needed for the patient, even if it is not cancer. What are the risks of no treatment? If the procedure which we are doing, if it is safe or no. And we have to tell them, the most important point is we have to explain them that they have to do regular follow-up. And even after the treatment, the patient have to do follow-up after 1 year and routine follow-up after that. these are the things which we have to explain the patient. So while after doing colposcopy or CIN, the most important point is which we have to explain to the patient is the progression or regression or the persistent of the disease. So generally in CIN1 there is a regression in 57% of the cases. The persistence can be 32% and progression to CIN3 can be 11% and to invasive carcinoma is just 1%. In CIN2, regression can be 43%, persistent in 35%, and progression to CIN3 22%, and invasive carcinoma 1.5%. But in CIN3, as you can see, the regression is just 32%, persistence can be in 56% of the cases, and progression to invasive carcinoma is 12%. So with these statistics, we have to explain the patient why HPV testing is needed, why colposcopy is needed, why further treatment is needed. And we also have to explain that the progression is approximately 10 to 12 years, so that they don't get worried that if they have CIN3, they'll immediately go to cancer. So these are the points which we need as an obstetrician and gynecologist, we also need to know about. So, in being in a lower middle socioeconomic country with more than 70,000 gynecologists, and on average, we see at least 5 to 10 patients in an OPD. Excluding the holidays in an year, we combine all the consultation, we see at least more than 18 crore females in an year. And according to 2021 census, female population in India was 30 crores. And so imagine doing that many LBCs and HPV. I'm sure it is not possible. But yes, if the patient is coming to you to the OPD and you per speculum examination, you're doing a normal per speculum examination, and if facilities or acetic acid or Schiller's iodine is present with you, if LBC and HPV is not present, we can do that also to avoid the incidence of cervical cancer. So HPV LBC is either not available or non-affordable by the patient, or because of lack of awareness. So what else we can do? We can do VIA or Willy. And the gynecologists actively foster trust, provide comprehensive and compassionate care, and effectively serve the female population. So, with every regular well woman visit, information regarding early detection should be provided to all the patient. Thank you. And I will be covering the treatment part in the next session of these cases which I've shown. These all treatment also I will be showing all the videos, all the photographs, everything I will show you. Thank you. Any questions anyone has?
Shilpi, for your very short career in this aspect, for 1.5 years, you're doing camps and you've done around 3,800 colposcopies. And actually, the good thing that I liked was that you're trying to correlate the findings. You're emphasizing on, those strategies which everybody can do. Not everybody has colposcope, but the idea for all of us sitting over here is we can start doing VIA and Willy from tomorrow, even if we don't have a colposcope. For example, for me, it's very enlightening. My colposcope is defunct and my mind was also defunct. But looking at your pictures, I suddenly felt that I am not doing justice. So I'm really grateful to you. And there are plenty of questions and very good inputs by Dr. Manjupuri. Indira, will you like to address the questions and give your information? We have a lot of time, so we can actually now interact. So, Dr. Indira, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am. So Dr. Shilpi, actually,
I think Indira, you've joined from two.
yes, ma'am. I'll just So it was actually very enlightening, and Dr. Shilpi has gone deep into the borders and those grape-like vesicles and those cobblestone appearance and those. I think it was really enriching. So coming to the questions, Manjupuri ma'am added that we can use a syringe to spray the acetic acid.
Yes,
So that
yes,
would
we
be a
can
good
do
idea.
that
Where
also.
is
Yes,
Dr.
yes.
Manju? Dr.
Said.
Manju, can you
Am I
please make
audible?
your video on? And Amit, can you spotlight the speaker? Yeah, Manju. Manju, can you please just give your input? I'll be really grateful. And we also have very senior professors, Dr. Sudha also here. And because we have time, so we can discuss these things. Yeah.
Good evening, Manju ma'am.
Hi,
Welcome.
Indra. Shilpi, nice talk.
Yes, ma'am.
Enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
So
ma'am.
basically, what I feel is that you said that when there is ectropion,
Yeah.
the transformation zone is not very well visualized, but I feel it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
very well visualized. But you have to go beyond the red
Beyond.
area.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, sometimes the lesions are so big. So basically, during my camps, these are the whatever I am been facing. So I've been doing colposcopy every day for like at least 30 colposcopy in a day I do for 5 times a week. So when I see a patient in ectropion, sometimes the patient has chronic cervicitis and it has big cervix, like more than 3 centimeters. And even if we try to visualize with
Agreed.
and during the camps, I'm saying in an OPD it is possible, but during camps it is not possible, like doing such like with trying to visualize the cervix, the transformation zone. Sometimes it is not possible. So that
So
is why I did that.
yeah,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
my advice to
Mm,
everyone is
mm,
that when you are taking a LBC or a pap smear, so
mm.
please sweep the border of the
Water.
ectropion and
Yeah.
not put it at the
Yes.
external os. I
Yes.
think that is
Yes.
something which is most important
Most
because you will
important.
take the sampling from there, right? Outside, bahar se
Yes.
hoga. So
Yes.
that was
Yes.
one. And second was I had already, Indra has shared that I
Yeah.
like to spray the iodine and the, acetic acid with the help of a syringe so that it does not contact. तो
Yeah.
उसमें contact bleeding नहीं होता है तो
Contact bleeding नहीं होता है.
हाँ,
True.
so these are two things which I want to share. I
Yes.
enjoyed your
Thank you.
talk quite a bit. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Indra, go ahead with the other questions, please. Yeah.
So I saw one question, Shilpi, that
Yes, ma'am.
when you were showing those cases, so
Yes,
one of
ma'am.
the cases had lot of findings, but HPV was negative.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, now Dr. Manju and Shilpi and all Indira, all of you who are doing so much. So
Hmm.
when there is HPV, we find HPV pehle, to then we look at by the colposcope to see the lesion. But suppose we see a lesion and we don't find HPV, then what should we do?
So, ma'am, if you find a lesion and don't HPV is negative, then we should treat according to the sweet score. We should treat according to the colposcopic findings. If the lesion is if it is treatable by ablative methods, we can do that. If it is not treated, it is involving more than 75% of the lesion. Yes, we will be covering this treatment part in the next session. But yes, if it is more than 75%, we can do excisional method also.
Okay, so
So,
you have the thing that, see, even if she doesn't have HPV infection, she will have symptoms of increased discharge and
yes.
all those things. So she may need these ablative procedures to help that. Dr. Manju,
Mitra, yeah, Mitra, the thing is that now not all lesions are PV related. Abhi, what is happening is non-HPV related lesions are also coming up because we are not testing for all the HPV strains as well. Is it right? So
Yes.
I think we need to treat the lesion as per sweet
Lesion.
score, like
Yes.
Shilpi is saying. तो अगर वो हमारा even pap smear, अगर pap smear आपका abnormal आता है, colposcopy में sweet score high आता है, then it is important to biopsy those services and then take a call depending upon whatever is the histopathological examination report. Yeah.
Right.
So I think, Shilpi,
Yes, ma'am.
can you go and show your slides again? Can
Hmm.
you explain the transformation zone?
Okay.
And
I
geographic
think
pattern
how
also.
to recognize the transformation zone in colposcopy. Either you show, otherwise next time you can show. But I think that is very important for us to distinguish between the old and the new. This is
Absolutely.
something,
Absolutely.
है ना?
And someone has also asked what is geographic pattern, Dr. Indira
Okay.
Gunturi.
Okay.
Hmm.
So basically, transformation zone is the outermost part. It's the outer part of the endocervical region, and it is as you can see this margin. And generally, it's a imaginary line which is made from the farthermost crypt opening, which we see during the colposcopy. So wherever there is the farthermost crypt opening, it in this picture it is not visible, but if the crypt opening is here farthermost and other crypt openings, it is visible here. So we make an imaginary line according to the crypt opening. That is the transformation zone. And in this picture, I would like to show here it is not actually visible completely. So in this generally transformation zone generally lie this in this area. So we have to connect the crypt openings and make an imaginary line, and accordingly we decide if the lesion is inside the transformation zone or outside. And the geographic pattern which I told you about was this pattern, like a map, like you're making a world map. So this is the geographic pattern.
So where you can see some
Shall I,
borders.
shall I
Yes.
just explain a little more on it?
Yes,
Ah,
ma'am,
please
sure,
do,
please.
please
Yeah.
do,
Yes,
So
ma'am.
basically, when the girls are young, then the columnar epithelium is outside, the squamocolumnar junction is outside. So as they keep growing and because of the hormonal changes, the columnar epithelium, the squamous epithelium overgrows the columnar epithelium. Right? It grows over the columnar epithelium, and ultimately it ends up at the external os in an adult. So the older squamocolumnar junction and the new squamocolumnar junction, the new is now at the external os. And the older one was farther apart. And that is what Shilpi is trying to say, that you have those little gland openings. When you put acetic acid, it becomes white. So the farthermost point where the gland opening is there, you make a circle around that, and then at the external os. So the area in between that is the transformation zone. Shilpi, am I right when I say that?
Yes,
You are
yes,
right,
yes,
right.
ma'am.
So that is what it is, right?
Dr. Namita has raised her hand. What is her question? Dr. Namita, can you unmute yourself? Dr. Namita?
Yeah, madam, just go back to the same pic which Dr. Shilpi had be shown.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Shilpi, the same pic, the last pic
ma'am.
that you showed, Abhi.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, can you explain the inner border sign and the ridge sign? And one thing I wanted to ask you regarding there was one slide in which you mentioned about the coarse punctation
Yeah.
and coarse mosaic in the video
Yes,
when you had
yes,
stopped the
yes,
video in between.
yes,
So
yes.
that coarse mosaic is seen in the transformation zone only, no?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
And there were some punctations and mosaic sort of areas in the ectopy or the ectropion wala region. So that we don't need to consider at all.
No, that we don't need to consider. Ectropion, we have to just first we have to make sure which you're telling about if it is endocervical part. So if that is endocervical part, that is the ectropion. If it generally appears like grape appearance, it has grape appearance. So it is visible. Those are not punctation or mosaicism. So outside the endocervical part, when you see mosaicism pattern, then it is to be worried about. Then we have to consider.
Okay.
तो
Yeah.
जहां
ठीक है।
मेटाप्लेजिया हो चुका है डॉक्टर मंजू,
इनर बॉर्डर
है ना,
साइन और
वो
red sign
हो गया
बता देंगे।
punctation.
Acha,
इनर बॉर्डर
Inner
साइन
I-
और
border
red
sign.
sign
I'll
का-
just
yeah.
look if I have few pictures.
Can I just make it clearer?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
happens is when you have ectropion, the columnar epithelium has grown outside the external os. Okay, so वो सारा columnar epithelium है. So when you put acetic acid over it, it gives a strawberry kind of appearance. उसमें छोटे छोटे punctations भी लगते हैं. Is it right? But then and it appears vesicular. So that picture, that is all columnar epithelium. तो
If you
आपको
put
उसके
iodine
बाहर
तो वो
देखना है.
नहीं लेगा.
हाँ,
it won't
आपको
take.
उसके बाहर देखना है. Okay, the border you have to see. That would be the transformation zone. Is it
ठीक
right?
है,
हाँ जी.
ठीक है।
And when you put the iodine on the columnar junction, it will not take up.
It will not take up.
That
Yes.
is the thing. That is how you will distinguish it from a metaplastic change और क्या कहते हैं नॉर्मल
नहीं,
कॉलम?
कलमनर एपिथेलियम बिल्कुल अलग दिखता है ऑन वाया, तो इसलिए वो आप एक दो बार डालेंगे तो यू विल बी क्लियर। जो आपकी प्रॉपर एरोजन्स जिनको हम बोलते हैं उस पे डाल के देखिए, इट गिव्स अ वेरी टिपिकल पिक्चर। और वो कोई एसिटोवाइट होता ही नहीं है, वो केवल इट लुक्स लाइक फ्लफी फ्लफी एंड विद लिटिल पंक्टेशंस ऑफ द
Probably.
वेसल्स। या
I think the one very, very good lesson I have taken from you, Shilpi, is that whether you have a colposcope or not, via और विली तो हमको सबको करना ही
यस,
चाहिए,
आई फुली एग्री टू
है ना
दैट।
डॉक्टर मंजू?
एब्सोल्युटली एब्सोल्युटली।
मैम ये इनर बॉर्डर साइन और रिज
Yes.
साइन भी बता दीजिए।
So, ma'am, border sign is generally आप एक dark, dense aceto white lesion. I'll just show 1 second. When you see a dense aceto, in this picture, it is not, there was no sign, but matlab there was a little bit here. So I'll just explain, it is not visible completely. So when you see a dark dense aceto white lesion, and in between the dense aceto white lesion, you see a light aceto white lesion, that is inner border sign. In between dense aceto white, you see a thin aceto white lesion, that is inner border. And ridge sign is generally, I don't have a picture in this. In ridge sign, it is thick borders, basically pulled up, rolled up borders. Ma'am, I think ma'am can explain better about the ridge border.
Yeah, so basically, Shilpi,
Yes.
it would be nice if we could put the pictures and show it.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
what you need to understand is aceto whitening is important, but sometimes aceto whitening can also be there only when there is HPV infection. Then also there is dense white epithelium, right? If
Right.
HPV infection is there, then you see dense white without any changes also.
Ah.
You may not have any, you can have only CIN1, but it looks very very dense aceto white, but there is no mosaic pattern. There are no coarse vessels there. So other features are not there. So कई बार वो भी बहुत confusion कर देता है जो एसिटो वाइट। दैट इज वाई पहले सेलाइन के साथ देखना चाहिए, फिर एसिटो वाइट एपिथेलियम मतलब एसिटिक एसिड के साथ देखना चाहिए, फिर विलाय करना चाहिए,
मैम तो
सीक्वेंस में करना
सेलाइन
चाहिए।
जब डॉक्टर मंजू जब हम सेलाइन से उसे क्लीन करते हैं सर्विक्स को, सपोज हमने सिरिंज से डाल के सेलाइन से क्लीन किया और फिर वो एक्स्ट्रा सेलाइन हमने एस्पिरेट कर लिया ताकि हमारा सरफेस ब्लीड ना हो, उसके
Yes.
बाद हम सबसे पहले हम एबनॉर्मल वेसल्स देखेंगे जो कॉलमनार एपिथेलियम पे है और स्क्वामस एपिथेलियम पे है।
नहीं,
That-
जो
नहीं,
ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जोन में होता है ना, वेसल्स वहां देखे जाते हैं।
शिल्पी यू
Yes, ma'am.
एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए प्लीज।
So basically, जब हम सेलाइन डालते हैं तो उसके बाद हमें क्लीन करके we have to see in the transformation zone. So basically endocervical का जो बाहर वाला रीजन है, हमें वहां पे लीजन देखना है, वहां पे हमें
वहां पे हमें
पंक्टेशन
वेसल्स देखनी है सबसे
वेसल्स
पहले।
देखने हैं।
green filter
यस
में देखना है।
यस
अच्छा, तो पंक्टेशन तो हमें वाया करने के बाद ही दिखेगा ना, मतलब
हाँ।
वो लगाने के बाद एसिटिक एसिड के बाद।
राइट
हाँ।
तो
राइट
अगर कोई पंक्टेशन या एबनॉर्मल वेसल या ब्रांचिंग वेसल्स या ऐसे लूप टाइप का कुछ दिख रहा है तो वो हम रिपोर्ट करेंगे और वो फिर उसके बाद ग्रीन फिल्टर लगाते हैं ताकि वो और ज्यादा प्रोमिनेंट हो जाए।
एग्जैक्टली यस यस
कैन आई मेक अ पॉइंट? जब
Yeah.
हम सेलाइन के बाद देखते हैं, हमारा एम ये देखने के लिए होता है कि कोई ल्यूकोप्लाकिक पैच तो नहीं है पहले से, जो एसिटोवाइट हमें बाद में लगे। आर यू
ठीक
लुकिंग
है,
एट?
ठीक है।
सो वी आर बेसिकली लुकिंग एट द सर्विक्स, वी आर ट्राइंग टू आइडेंटिफाई कलमनर एपिथेलियम कहाँ तक है और स्क्वेमस कहाँ से शुरू है, दैट इज ऑल। उसके बाद जो आपकी मेन रिपोर्टिंग होती है वो एसिटोवाइट एपिथेलियम के बाद ही होती है। इज इट राइट?
हाँ।
ओके।
अच्छा शिल्पी, अगर
डॉक्टर
आपकी
शिल्पी, जो लास्ट आपने स्लाइड दिखाई थी एक बारी
हाँ।
जिसमें वो 3 सर्विक्स, वो एक बारी दिखाना, एक चीज
अच्छा।
पूछनी है इसमें।
हाँ श्योर मैम, सेकेंड।
और अगर तुम्हारी किसी स्लाइड में पंक्टेशन मोजाइक और वो सब है, वो दिखा दो।
हाँ, ये वाली स्लाइड एक बारी आप एनलार्ज कर दीजिए, फुल
full
स्क्रीन
Yeah.
कर दीजिए।
यस
ये जो
सो
इसमें जो
हियर
सिंगल सर्विक्स है, जो सिंगल सर्विक्स है जो राइट साइड पे है, इसके नहीं, ये जहाँ पे ये ब्लैक पॉइंटर लगा हुआ है,
हाँ राइट
इसमें जो ये 5 o'clock पोजीशन पे नीचे
एक
एक
टंग सी है।
एरिया है,
ये
हाँ
It is a
हाँ
tongue of
स्क्वामस मेटाप्लेजिया है।
This is squamous metaplasia.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Punctation है,
अच्छा, जो
थोड़ा
इसके
white
बीच
है.
में हमें ये वेसल टाइप का ये पंक्टेशन दिख रहा है, ये इज इट
कौन सा वाला? Which
सिग्निफिकेंट?
side? No, this part,
यहीं पर
can
ही
you see?
नीचे.
One
नो
second.
नो नो.
I'll show you. This one you seeing?
शिल्पी
या आई
इसके
एम
नीचे,
आस्किंग
हाँ,
अबाउट.
नीचे
हाँ.
नीचे
So
वाला, हाँ.
this is not. This is squamous metaplasia. This is
नो,
squamous.
बट
Can
इसके बीच में जो हमें ये रेड रेड डॉट्स दिख रही हैं,
नहीं,
क्या ये
ये
सिग्निफिकेंट है?
gland openings है.
कैन आई जस्ट पुट इन हियर?
Yeah,
देखो,
yeah.
जो आपके ये पंक्टेशन कोर्स वाले दिखेंगे उसमें आपका जो आइसिटो वाइटनिंग है वो भी काफी डार्क होएगी. इसमें आप देखिए ये बहुत ही एसिटो वाइट ग्रेड 1 है. एम आई राइट
ओके.
शिल्पी व्हेन आई से
Yes,
दैट?
yes,
हाँ,
ma'am.
दिस
Yes.
इज ग्रेड 1. बहुत ही हल्का सा ये है, तो इसका मतलब ये लीजन बहुत बड़ी लीजन नहीं होगी, ये अर्ली लीजन होगी. इज इट राइट?
Right, right,
ओके, या,
right.
सो दैट इज व्हाट इज द थिंग. सो डेंस में अगर आपको कोर्स पंक्टेशंस दिखते हैं, डेंस में आपको मोज़ेक पैटर्न दिखता है, वो सिग्निफिकेंट होता है.
एक्चुअली
ठीक है,
मेरे को
थैंक
जो
यू.
सबसे अच्छी चीज ये लगती है टू कोरिलेट दैट व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इज दैट देयर आर लॉट ऑफ माइटोसिस, सो लॉट ऑफ सेल्स, लॉट ऑफ न्यूक्लियर मटेरियल, दैट्स व्हाई इट बिकम्स वाइट. सो अराउंड द ग्लैंड्स दैट कफिंग एंड ऑल ना. शिल्पी प्लीज एक्सप्लेन
Yes.
द पैथोजेनेसिस.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
सो लाइक द
I
फॉर
can.
द मेटाप्लास्टिक चेंजेस जो दिख रहे हैं
Yes.
अपन को,
Yes,
ये जो
yes, ma'am.
गोले गोले हैं, दे आर द
Hmm.
ग्लैंड्स. इनके
Yes.
चारों तरफ जो है ये बिकॉज ऑफ द increased mitosis and more
Yes.
nuclear
Yes.
material, that's why there's become
It has
that
become
complex
light,
with the acetic
thin,
acid.
acetic white. Yes,
हाँ.
yes. So
Maybe next time you
basically,
also take
huh,
a little bit of this etiopathology.
yes, yes, I'll take, ma'am.
What more?
Mitra, talk in English because some people have said they want you
Oh,
to talk.
sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, we all are talking like that, so we should be careful.
Sorry,
हाँ
sorry.
जी,
Yeah, Dr. Chelappan is there
हाँ,
from Bharuch.
yeah, right.
Welcome, Dr. Chelappan.
So, Shilpi, when I say just to clarify what Namita
Yeah.
was asking, so
Yes.
whenever there is a lesion, so it
Yes.
has to be grade 2, grade 3 acetovite, and in that we will see the mosaic pattern. In that we
Punctation and
will see the
mosaicism.
punctations.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So if it is hazy and you see different things, then it is generally metaplasia.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Ma'am,
Very
today I
good,
had
very
a patient, 60-year-old, who was HPV type DNA 52 positive, and it was NILM on pap smear.
Come again.
That,
Today I saw a patient, 60-year-old, NILM on pap smear, negative for intraepithelial lesion and malignancy, and HPV DNA type 52 was positive.
So I
Okay.
don't think we will give much
Huh.
importance. Will you give that, Manju?
And what was the type of the transformation zone? Matlab,
No,
it was
she was 60 years old, so
60, so postmenopausal status.
yeah,
So there was
yeah.
no visible lesion or anything on the
And
cervix,
no
but it doesn't.
visible discharge, nothing.
Nothing to be done. Matlab, we
See,
can just
52
wait
is
and
high
watch.
risk. 52 is high risk HPV DNA. So do we need to follow her up with the
Yeah.
repeated HPV sampling?
Yes, we should. We should after an year. We can do HPV DNA after an year if ASCUS is negative.
But tell me one
Okay,
But
thing,
if the pap
Shilpi.
smear is negative, yes, ma'am.
No, Shilpi, in this case, if she's 60 years old and she is
Yes.
high risk HPV DNA
Yeah,
positive,
yeah.
so I guess that one is we should see if the pap smear is adequate because the
Yeah.
endocervical, the transformation zone would be receded inside.
Right,
And second
right.
is, what is your opinion about doing a colposcopy for this patient?
Yeah.
Ma'am, if the patient, I feel we can consider doing colposcopy, but if there is, that depends, see, that depends on the type of the transformation zone. Basically, मेरा ऐसे रहता है कि अगर there is no ASCUS is negative, generally if we're taking LBC, it generally take endocervical cells also. When we're doing, we're rubbing the brush off. So if ASCUS is negative, pap smear is negative, we can give an option for like repeating the HPV test after a year, or we can do colposcopy also. So
Right.
I
it
think
depends.
colposcopy in this woman and
Hmm.
with endocervical specula, so that we can say
Endocervical,
that
we
we
can do
cannot
that.
visualize.
Yes, we
I
can.
know with full preparation, अगर हमने विदाउट प्रेप किया तो हमें कॉल्पोस्कोपी इनएडिक्वेट ही कर देंगे. बट इसमें क्योंकि वी हैव नो अदर ऑप्शन, perhaps we are saying NILM, HPV is high risk. So I think colposcopy with endocervical speculum,
And
जैसे nasal speculum होते हैं वो डाल के
yes,
फिर
yes.
करना चाहिए.
Indra, I think you can take other questions also.
One question I would want to ask, actually, I had a pregnant lady who came with very foul smelling discharge in her first trimester, around 10 weeks. And when we did a PS, there was full of warts. It was
What?
horrifying.
Full of?
Warts.
What's?
The cervix, the posterior fornix, and everything. And she was hardly 4 months of marriage, and then I asked the history. Husband also was having the warts, but she already got pregnant. So we continued with the pregnancy, applied Imiquod and Imicomod, and a little bit. She used to get relief, but during the entire pregnancy, the warts used to always grow. Imiquod was not of that much help. So what I want to ask, during so many of colposcopies and all, do you usually, I see the lesions are like flat. I mean, whenever there is a lecture on colposcopy, they are flat, geographic, with these marble stone, cobblestone type of appearance. So are these warts actually of any high risk type? Because that time I was of this opinion that can it be I mean cancerous, or should we take a biopsy because she was already pregnant? But I continued with the pregnancy. After pregnancy, then now the warts have regressed with Mimiquad, and now she's fine. It's already 2 years back that this happened. But I just wanted your opinion, since you do so much of colposcopies, that how do warts look like, or have you encountered any warts
It can be
or
raised,
condylomas, if so much
yeah,
of
it can appear like a raised white lesions also in the cervix or vagina or vulval region. And if HPV is low risk positive and ASCIS is pap smear is negative, so I think we can wait and watch, and we can just give her local treatment.
Yeah, so any take on cryotherapy, that is done for lip warts and other places. So because I tried to do actually, but it was very painful, and then I stopped for her. But she was having lot of foul smelling discharge, and throughout her pregnancy, whenever she used to enter the OPD, all the rooms used to know that okay, this lady has come for antenatal checkup.
So
That
did you
much
do a
foul.
culture and all? The infection
Yes,
used to be
everything was negative,
bacterial.
ma'am. And
The
the moment I
infec-
used to put speculum, the warts used to just shed and come in the speculum. It
What
was
about your
were you
HIV?
able to find out what infection
everything
was
was
there?
negative, ma'am. All viral markers was.
No, actually, a lot of warts, they are known to kind of increase, their growth increases during pregnancy. So we've seen lots of patients with vagina and, full of warts.
Studied.
Yeah. So normally we send them to the dermatologist. They put the, that medicine on that, और उससे वो थोड़ा shed हो जाते हैं, पर वो पूरी तरह से नहीं
CCL4.
जाते. Yeah, so we just have to give them some local pessary or something so that the infection does not kind of, progress. And after pregnancy, they kind of regress. We have seen that regressing,
Acha, what
like you were
about the
saying.
route of delivery? What would you do?
Cesarean.
No,
Yes,
no vaginal, na?
Yeah, because
Cesarean.
There is a
conjunctivitis and
question.
all can
Yeah,
happen.
Mode of
cesarean.
delivery for such a patient.
And even laryngeal papillomas in the
Yeah,
baby
yes.
can be there.
Podophyllin
So,
is not given in pregnancy for sure.
uh,
CCL4 can be given, and you have to give some local spray and all that, and then you can put CCL4.
yeah,
There was
but
one question
Ma'am,
on
TCA
okay.
application can be done. Trichloroacetic
TCA,
acid,
yes,
That's
yes.
what
TCA
I said.
application can be done.
Trichloroacetic acid, CCL4 or whatever.
Chaliye, move on to the questions. I think you should finish the
with
questions.
what
Indra.
antibiotics to be given before going for screening, and how many days? Do we give antibiotics for
No, I
screening?
think it is
Not
in
for
relationship. No, Shilpi, you had said a lot of patients have infection.
Chronic
So I think they
yes.
want that antibiotic.
Yeah,
They
so
want.
no, that depends on the type of the infection, what kind of infection patient has. So we have to treat the infection whichever she's having. If it is fungal or trichomonas or anything. So according to that, we have to treat the patient, and after that, we have to take LBC or pap smear.
So I think
prefer to-
I in my practice, my practice, and otherwise, if you go with the syndromic approach,
Yeah.
then if you have cervicitis, then a combination of azithromycin 1 gram and cefixime 400 milligram is a very good combination. And in
I
case,
give this
yeah,
syndromic management, which has
yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
pack, which has antifungal,
So kit,
azithromycin, and
the
even
kit.
yeah. And in case it is cervix
clonidazole.
is normal looking, but you have vaginal infection, then you give a combination of secnidazole 2 grams and fluconazole 150 milligram. So, or you can give a combination of both of these, single shot, and then repeat it after 15 days. Shilpi, do you agree with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Next
So
question
our
is,
teacher was so chota, but I hope you people liked her efforts. She's a very hardworking girl, and I was quite
it was
happy
an
that
excellent compilation of pictures at such an age. Is colposcope must for every gene? What is that? I mean,
Gynae.
probably
Must be
every
gynae.
Gynae. No, it is
including
that is why
LBC.
VI and Willy. That is why my emphasis was on that. If you don't have colposcopy, that doesn't mean that you cannot screen the patient properly and direct the patient for the proper
पूछ लेते हैं
treatment.
और आप में बताइएगा तो हमको पता ही नहीं चलेगा और एक तो आप ही लोग एकदम सबसे एकदम ये हैं एकदम सबका कैरेक्टर को देखने वाला और दुनिया में कोई है ये नहीं है
Something unrelated. Okay.
Yeah. The next question, LBC plus HPV DNA test by Metropolis Lab through Indian Menopause Society is available for 1,000 rupees. Unfortunately, in the last 4 months, only 800 tests were done throughout the country. There's a lot of work needed to be done by us in this field.
I muted it. Don't worry. Carry on.
Okay. So basically, Dr. Chilappan is concerned that we have to motivate more people for going for LBC and HPV DNA test, which is now available at
Absolutely.
a lesser price. Then can you
No
please
patient from our OPD should go unscreened. I think we must remember that.
Opportunistic screening is a must.
Mandatory. Yeah.
But at AIMS, PAPS is also not free. We charge 25 rupees.
It doesn't matter, but they have to. It
But
is
I
worth-
make it
Yeah.
a point to motivate everyone
Yes,
to get it
yes,
done.
yes,
Can you please share the brand name of spray acetic acid?
Name of?
Spray
Acetic acid.
I
Spray.
think it
Delhi
is
used
the
to, Nath
freshly
Brothers
prepared
used to
acetic
make the
acid
acetic acid.
put in a spray bottle, hai na, Dr. Manju?
No. I take it in a syringe, 10 ml
Syringe, yeah.
Acha,
or 5
okay.
ml.
The
The
brand
syringe
or
is
the
Put the needle at the front of it, तो वो दूर से ही कसकोस के बीच में से push हो जाता है. You
That's a
don't
very
touch
good
it.
idea.
हाँ.
I
So
think they want the brand. किस brand का acetic acid खरीदना
नहीं,
है?
वो तो 4% आपको बनवाना पड़ता
बनाना
है
पड़ेगा।
या
Need बनाना पड़ता है basically.
3 to 5%.
and it should be fresh also. नहीं तो वो disappear हो जाता है, तो वो
Yeah,
भी important
yeah.
है.
मुझे सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम आ रही है Lugol's iodine में. Somebody has to help me. The
Why?
Lugol's iodine I get from on the net
The
is
quality
very
is not very good. Sometimes that
Oh.
happens. It doesn't stain properly. You need
Okay.
as a thick iodine to stain the cervix
Previously,
properly.
we used
Otherwise,
to get good. Now
yeah.
I don't know how. And it is very good to do this iodine testing is so complimentary.
Absolutely.
Confirms your diagnosis.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think it's good. Shall we call it a day?
And there are a few more questions.
Okay, please
How
go
to
ahead.
differentiate between ectropion and cervical erosions?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. There is a confusion about, जो हम erosion बोलते हैं उसको ectopy भी बोलते हैं. Okay, so basically when we use the word ectropion, it is you have cervical tears on both the side and the cervix is wide open, fish mouth type खुला होता है. Is it right? So उसमें that is you have bilateral tears. So उसको हम ectropion word use करते हैं. पर इसमें थोड़ा confusion है. और जो erosion और ectopy की बात करते हैं, that is only that the cervix otherwise is normal looking. जो os है वो भी slit होगा जो भी है. But it is the columnar epithelium which is coming outside and overgoing. That is it. So ऐसे फर्क होता है कि आप tear देखते हैं कि cervix की shape कैसी है. अगर वो torn है दोनों तरफ तो वो ectropion हो जाता है. Right? और अगर वो rounded है and there are no tears and there is mucosal red colored mucosa, endo cervical epithelium overlying and seen, that is ectopy. Shilpi, you can add on.
Yes.
There are
Yes,
things that-
ma'am. Yes, you have explained it very nicely, ma'am.
Actually,
और एक
problem is
और
this
एक
that
और
cervical.
इम्पोर्टेंट मित्रा, एक और इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है, जब हम सर्विक्स वो स्पेकुलम डालते हैं, तो जो एक्ट्रोपी, अगर हम बस स्पेकुलम को अंदर तक पुश कर देते हैं तो वो एक्ट्रोपियन बड़ा हो जाता है।
बड़ा हो जाता है।
हाँ, तो हमें स्पेकुलम को थोड़ा बाहर विड्रॉ करके और फिर ओपन करना चाहिए, ताकि सर्विक्स वाइड नहीं हो जाए। तो फिर उसमें हमें ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जोन ठीक से नहीं दिखता है। अगर वो सामने बंद होता है, राइट, क्योंकि वो टीयर दोनों पैरेलल होता है, देन वी कैन सी इट बेटर। सो दैट इज हाउ इट
दूसरी
इज।
चीज ये है कि मेंटली इरोजन इज कंसिडर्ड कि ये इन्फ्लेमेशन की वजह से है, समथिंग विच इज इरोडेड.
That
And
can
so
be
basically,
hormonal
if you
also.
are having acute cervicitis and all, then you could have inflammation which is causing the a picture like that. That we have to differentiate whether it is inflammation or it is ectopy or ectropion. Is it okay, Manju?
हाँ,
Is my
Yes,
जो
yes.
understanding right?
एक्टोपी वर्ड यूज करते हैं वो हम नॉर्मली हार्मोनल करते हैं।
हाँ.
इफ अ
और
पेशेंट इज ऑन
इरोजन
ओसीपीज
जब
और
हम कहते
समथिंग,
हैं तो we mean कि
विच
यहाँ
इज अ
पर
मिस,
inflammation
नहीं,
है.
बट इट इज इन, ये बहुत क्लियर
Misnomer
टर्म्स
है.
नहीं है। सो वी
Misnomer
शुड
है.
अंडरस्टैंड कि क्या चीज क्या है, हम क्या हैंडल कर रहे हैं, है ना। कोई
ठीक है.
अल्सर नहीं होता है ये, इट इज नॉट एन अल्सर, इट इज ओवर ग्रोथ ऑफ कलमनर एपिथेलियम, राइट।
Right.
There's a question,
This
if we
one.
are so particular about the borders for sampling, then how will we explain the self-sampling technique when we
No,
do the
that is
Oh.
for HPV. LBC, what I was talking about was LBC or pap smear. While taking LBC or pap smear, you have to take the
Spread.
sample from the transformation zone if there is ectropion or ectopy. And for HPV, you can take,
Self-sampling
that
can be.
self-sampling can be done.
And what are the most common ablative procedures used, and any training available to just learn
We
the
will be
ablative
doing,
procedures?
dear friends, all those who have joined us. First of all, I'd like to thank you. And secondly, Shilpi will be taking us through the procedures in the next session. And Shilpi, I'll request you to revise and
Okay.
show transformation zone and all the findings of colposcopy elaborately, and then go on to the ablative procedures, videos, and everything.
Okay.
है ना? And Dr.
Yes,
Manju,
yes.
you have to be there. Dr. Indra, you have to be there. And everybody has to be there.
We look
So
forward to
this,
the next session, yeah.
there's one more question. Should we treat erosion? So we can treat erosion. Basically, if the patient is having repeated infections and patient is LBC or pap smear is negative, HPV is negative, irrespective patient is having a lot of infection and there's a huge erosion over the cervix, we can do ablative treatment for that patient also.
Absolutely, yeah. You can
Ablative
do a
is also to
cryo.
get rid of the excessive discharge.
Yes, yes.
I think we have taken all the questions. Lastly, I just want to share one poem which I have written on what cervix speaks after a
One
long
second,
time.
Indira. Amit, if you are there, please spotlight Indira. I don't know. Otherwise, yeah.
Is it visible?
Indira, can you please speak?
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Full screen
Is
kar
the
do, dear.
poem visible?
Yeah.
Poem
Yes, it is
visible. Yes,
visible.
go ahead.
Can you
हाँ,
make
full
it full
screen करो.
screen?
Yeah.
Full screen karo, beta. Full screen kar do, Indira.
Yes. Yes.
हाँ.
So when the cervix speaks, when the cervix weeps, she keeps her secrets close at first, quiet as moonlight on glass, small changes hidden where the world will rarely look, often silent, often unseen, until a whisper becomes a sound. Postcoital drops like startled rain, bleeding between the tides, after the years have folded into postmenopause or heavier moons of menses. A shift in scent or color, watery, foul, or oddly thin. Pain that blooms in the pelvis, the ache of love making turns sharp. Fatigue that steals the corners of days, weight easing away. She holds many faces beneath her pale, unflinching gaze. Nabotian cysts, the soft beats of mucus, harmless as dew. Atropion's red rim, physiology's open throat that may bleed with touch. Cervicitis, an angry bloom of inflammation, heat and tenderness. The condyloma, low risk warts from gentler HPV, rough as tiny seeds. The, then letters and numbers map a different terrain. CIN1, the low grade ripples after passing tide washed more than fed. CIN2 and 3, high grade cliffs where cells forget their place. AIS, glandular shadowing, a different route reaching inward. Carcinoma in situ, the danger contained upon the surface. An invasive carcinoma when roots push deeper, reaching beyond. Know this, the smallest change does not always mean doom, but silence is not safety. Screening is the lamp that finds the cracks. Pap smears that read the script of cells, HPV tests that name the common enemy. Colposcopy, biopsy, the tools for truth and a map for care. Listen when your body speaks, bleeding after between, or long since thought ended. Notice the discharge that worries, the pain that will not pass. Bring your questions to light of a trusted hand. Early finding can mean healing, and prevention begins with knowing. She speaks in symptoms and in lesions. Learn her language, answer her call. For gentle vigilance can keep the quiet safe for many years to come. Let's prevent the lesions, and if at all, screen them and treat her in time. Thank you.
Very nice.
That was fantastic. That was really nice, Indira.
Ma'am only gave me opportunity to write every month in AUGT bulletin. After those years, I've written this time.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah.
Lovely. That was such a lovely way to conclude this session. I'm so grateful to all. And formally, Indira, you can say the vote of thanks, etc., etc. Then Dr. Manju will give her comments, and then we will say good night.
Yeah, I am really thankful and grateful to Mitra ma'am to keep keep me engaged as a moderator, and of course help me in interacting with new speakers. And I came to know about Shilpi. Dr. Shilpi has really taken through the various lesions very nicely, elaborately, and looking forward to our next session with all the various procedures and videos. And Manjupuri ma'am, my teacher and guide. So it has been an all. I thank everyone, each and everyone. I think we crossed 175 if I saw, then I lost track. So it was a nice count. And I hope to see more people joining in with us in the next Tuesday, which will be after 15 days, not the next to next. So happy Diwali, Dhanteras, Diwali, and Chhat Puja in Patna, Bihar. So thank you all and a good night.
So very nice. There is a very beautiful compliment by Dr. Sharda. Excellent speaker, moderator, and beautiful poem.
Thank you so much.
So good night, and
Good
thank you,
night.
Manju. You
Pleasure.
are your jobs are not finished.
No, pleasure is all mine, and a great session, Mitra. A nice topic picked up, and I think I hope that we continue with this exchange of knowledge and learning, and dissemination of knowledge. It is a bilateral learning, so we learn every time. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you
Shilpi,
so much,
and thank
ma'am.
you,
Thank you so
Indira.
much, ma'am,
Yeah,
for
thank
this
you, Indira.
opportunity. And thank you so much, ma'am, for your added knowledge. And thank you. Okay, good night.
Bye-bye.
Good
Good night.
night.
Good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye.